you dudes yell at me all the time about standing on things.
I mean,
when I stand on them, you need to come off this train. And when I'm on the train, get off this train.
I understand how he's here, so I'm not.
And I don't understand it. When I stand on something, it's not good enough. Get off this train. And when I recognize with different information that it's time to get off this train, then why you can't stand on this? What's wrong with you guys? Are you guys crazy? What's wrong with you guys? This shit is incredible for me to listen to you dudes talk to me like this. You let this dude influence you. You let this dude influence you. But when I stand on something and I'm wrong about it, but not wrong, let me rephrase that. When I stand on something and it's not materializing like everybody thought it was, but it's actually coming together like I thought it would, get off that train, get off that train. But when I stand on, when I get off something, you don't stand on anything. Fuck you dudes, man. Every last one of y'all. I wanted to put Donovan Mitchell in this conversation. Yes, I did. Over Jaylen Brown.
You didn't even think about it.
Yes, I did.
You didn't even think about it.
That's not true.
You gotta stop letting these bozos in the chat.
I just didn't say it, but I really do feel like
get back to the elephant in the room that apparently.
Yeah, what is the elephant in the room?
For Donovan Mitchell?
Are you about to bring up this roster that's been hurt all year?
No.
What?
He's hurt, and I made this point. Y'all might not agree with it, but I made the point, and it still stands. His roster hurt is still better than a lot of other teams' rosters.
You know what I'm saying, bro? So
they miss Evan Mobley, they miss Jared Allen, they miss Sam Merrill, and then
it wasn't
Lonzo
just
Ball
all
was
at
trash.
the same time.
And
It wasn't like the Nuggets where everybody went down.
Season.
It was
during Evan Mobley and Garland are our second and third best players. They missed a large majority of the season, and even still, he was hooping.
I'm not taking away his level.
So the elephant in the room is that the Cavs have a good roster.
Because when we bring up,
no, the elephant in the room is that they've
it's a problem, and then every argument Ron has suggested is, well, look at who he's playing with. Like it's damn near the same kind of argument that you're trying to frame. It's the same thing.
First off, I don't like you guys. I don't just think Donovan Mitchell has just played much better than Jaylen Brown or better. Also, once again, I'm adding the context into it.
But you bring up the scoring. Every time you bring up Jaylen Brown, first thing you go to is the 30 ball.
He's averaging 30. There's second team.
But Donovan Mitchell's scoring better than Jaylen Brown.
That would be the same thing with Donovan Mitchell.
Donovan's scoring better than Jaylen. The main thing you bring up about Jaylen, Donovan's better.
So what about the defense? Do we just not talk about the defense?
I'm not gonna lie. Donovan's not having.
I would love to talk about Jaylen Brown's defense, but I feel like anytime I would try, it would be very disingenuous, and you guys would try to tell me that he's actually playing elite defense.
Well, however,
I don't think anybody said that, Mars. Nobody.
Whatever level
elite defense. Nobody said he's playing elite defense. No. Wait
a minute. Ron, you don't think he's playing better than Anthony Edwards this year?
He did a list like a month ago.
You do not think that Jaylen Brown is playing better than Anthony Edwards this year?
Viper,
you don't think that?
We're having an MVP conversation. Respectfully, Ant is not in these talks right now. And you want to know why he's not in these talks? Because this team's not winning, and that's the same thing I'm saying with Donovan Mitchell. However, I just looked at the standings. Donovan Mitchell, his team is
a game and a half back.
That's what I'm saying. I just looked at the standings. His team is climbing. Donovan Mitchell over these next 2 weeks could really jump into top 5, legitimate top 5, top 4, top 3 MVP talks. He could 100% do that. My thing is, his team just has not been winning as much as Jaylen Brown. And once again, I think his team is more talented than the Boston Celtics.
Okay, so forget the on-off,
especially numbers, right? now
because I don't think it really matters that Jaylen Brown's team is statistically performing better without him. Forget that. We'll forget the off part of the on-off numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Why are the Cavs, when Donovan Mitchell's on the court, better than Boston when Jaylen Brown's on the court?
Why are they
substantially,
better?
By the way, substantially, yes.
Better team.
Why are plus 10 with Donovan Mitchell? They're plus 10 with Donovan Mitchell on the court. Boston with Jaylen Brown are like plus 4, plus 5. Why?
Better team.
Yeah, they got a better roster.
I
think they got better.
Okay, so then why are they -2 without him?
Donovan Mitchell?
Injuries.
Yes.
No. With this way better roster, exactly. With these way better rosters, actually, that makes it even worse in this scenario, in this argument for Jaylen Brown. Because what essentially y'all are saying is Jaylen Brown has a way worse roster than these other players. However, when this way worse roster is playing without Jaylen Brown, they're better.
Limited sample size.
And when these way better rosters are playing without their best player, they're worse. But somehow that makes Jaylen Brown the MVP.
We also got to take into consideration what style of play is too. Let's not leave that out. Let's not leave that out. And how Donovan Mitchell, very much, I'm not going to say Joker because he's not responsible for that much offense, but he definitely is. Before they got James Harden, he was responsible for the majority of their buckets.
Especially because Darius Garland wasn't available.
Yes, he was responsible for the majority of their buckets.
Sounds like an MVP, yes.
And which, to be honest with you, Mars, and I didn't say anything because I wasn't prepared to go there, but I really do feel like that. I just didn't say it. But I really do feel like that. But the fact that the Boston Celtics were winning, that was the separator for me. The fact that they're at the top of the Eastern Conference, I did not expect them to be this good. I actually expected Cleveland to be where Boston is, considering what Cleveland had.
Cleveland to be where Detroit is.
I expected them to be in that space.
I think I had the Cavs as my 1 seed as well.
Yeah, I had them in that space, like 1-2, like 1-2. I didn't expect them to be there. Right now, they're a game and a half out the 2 spot? Something like that.
Donovan Mitchell and Jaylen Brown practically have the same record when they've played. Jaylen Brown's 33-18. Donovan Mitchell's 34-20.
I mean, based on what you guys said, like, it's not crazy to have Donovan Mitchell over Jaylen Brown. I don't yet. However, once again, like I said, in these next 2 weeks, things could change like crazy.
How am I a double agent? I don't understand how I'm a double agent. If I think Jaylen Brown is in the top 5 in league MVP votes because they're winning, that's the main catalyst here. And the fact that he's available, even though I do think Duke could be the league MVP and somebody else is better than him. That could happen. That 100% could happen.
We've seen it happen twice in the 2000s.
What's the Spurs record when Wemby plays?
30-12.
Yeah.
58 win pace.
Right.
Close to 60 wins.
Jaylen Brown's at
matters
54
until
win
we
pace.
like anything that goes against Jaylen Brown, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know. It's even like once again, away from the off numbers of the on-off equation. When Jaylen Brown's on the court versus when every one of these other MVP candidates are on the court, Boston are the worst team statistically. Like in terms of net rating, once again. In terms of net rate, like they're worse than Denver when Jokic is on the floor. They're worse than San Antonio when Wemby's on the floor. They're worse than OKC when Shea's on the floor. The only team they're better than is the Lakers when Luka's on the floor. And Luka's not in my top 5. But like every other MVP candidate, Boston with Jaylen Brown on the floor are worse net rating wise than all of these other teams with their MVP candidate on the floor. Away from the fact that they're better without Jaylen Brown. Just ignoring that, just looking at Jaylen Brown on the floor with who he plays with. Like, why? Like, so I'm still waiting for an actual answer to that question. Why are they?
He's averaging 30.
The reason,
this is my thing, though.
The question that
we get into these on and off numbers, and I like it's good to know the context and it's good to know what's happening in the midst of the game. But my thing is, when I look at the end result, his team is still winning at the end of the day. So it's like, yeah, okay,
so
your team,
all of them.
But his team has
literally everyone. Detroit, number 1 seed. OKC, number 1 seed. San Antonio, number 2 seed. Denver, number 3 seed. Cleveland, a game and a half back. All of these teams are winning.
But they're not winning as much. I mean, to your point,
Detroit, OKC, San Antonio are winning more.
Detroit winning more.
3 of them are winning more.
So Detroit's winning. Okay, wait, stop right there. Because Detroit's winning more. Cade Cunningham is ahead of him. Okay.
The Spurs are winning more.
Oklahoma City is winning more. Oklahoma City is winning more.
And Wemby is not ahead of him.
Wemby is not.
And San Antonio are winning more.
Right. And they
win more with Wemby than Jaylen Brown wins when he's on the floor.
But the difference with that, Mars, and to answer your question, with Wemby off the floor, because we've already gone over this, with Wemby
they're worse.
No, they're worse.
They're a much worse team.
Aren't they 8 games over 500 with Wemby out the lineup?
They're 10 but chill. But don't you feel like that's kind of nasty though? Because they're 10-4 without Wemby, but they're obviously not near as good when Wemby doesn't play.
I'm not saying that they're a better team without Wemby. I'm not saying that point.
Then why is it important?
The reason why it's important because when you're talking about the league MVP and you're talking about the guy who's the most valuable to his team.
Okay, chill. I want you to remember this. So if SGA misses the rest of the week, right? If he misses the rest of the week, which is 12 games, and they're 8-4. In those 12 games, did that make SGA less valuable to the Thunder than Jaylen Brown for the Celtics?
If they stop winning, if that's what you're saying, Mark,
if SGA if they go 8-4, I'll be generous. Yep. Go 8-4 without when SGA doesn't play. 12 games
matter to you guys, man.
No, it does. No, chill.
No, it doesn't.
No, whoa.
They're winning.
All these teams are winning. All of them are winning.
They wins. Cade wins.
Correct.
Wemby wins.
That's why Cade is ahead of him. That's why Cade is ahead of him. That's why SGA is ahead of him.
We're talking about Wemby, and now we're talking about D-Mitch.
Well, Wemby has the worst availability argument out of everybody here.
All of them.
So like that's
all of them.
I told you,
all of them.
Yeah, I told you guys what. I told you guys my reasoning with Wemby.
He's the one who hasn't been as consistent. He's one who hasn't been consistent in terms of his minutes. He's the one. I'm not talking about.
Which is why I brought up Donovan Mitchell playing more games than Jaylen Brown, and their record are practically identical.
Yep.
And when Jaylen Brown is on the floor and Donovan Mitchell is on the floor, the Cavs play better than Boston.
And I really and
what is the argument for Jaylen Brown?
They're ahead of them still.
That his team stays afloat without him, therefore he's the MVP?
Without him.
Without Jaylen Brown?
Sorry, real talk. Did we get answered my question?
Therefore, they've won more games on the season, despite the fact that when Cleveland are playing with Donovan Mitchell on the court, they outperform Boston with Jaylen Brown on the court.
Right. In terms of the
Which
minutes.
means we're
Even
going
though
to go
Jaylen
based
Brown
on
has played
team
more
record,
games this year.
we're taxing Donovan Mitchell for the fact that when he goes to the bench, they fall apart.
But you're taxing Jaylen Brown for that too.
No,
because they don't fall apart.
They
I'm
don't.
not taxing him for that. What I'm saying, I even said ignore the fact that Boston get better without Jaylen Brown. And why, and I still haven't heard the answer. Why are Donovan Mitchell's minutes with the Cavs, why are they better than when Boston are playing with Jaylen Brown on the court? Why are the Cavs plus 10 and Boston are plus 5? Ignore the fact that Boston are plus 15 without Jaylen Brown. Ignore that. We don't care. Why, when they are both on the floor, are the Cavs playing better? Why?
Cleveland's a better team.
Okay, cool. Stay right there. If this better team, which apparently that's the answer, why are they then worse? Not even worse than Boston. Why are they losing when Donovan Mitchell is not on the floor? If they're a better team, why do they lose when Donovan Mitchell's not on the floor?
Because they rely. It's the same reason why the same reason why the Denver Nuggets win when Joker is not on the floor. So when you rely if you would let me, please. When Joker is
then Ron, we're gonna need your answer after Chills. Go ahead, Jill.
I just said my answer.
So when
you answered the first part, you didn't answer the second part.
Yeah.
So when Joker is off the floor, the offense changes. They don't run.
The defense is worse and the offense is worse.
Can we let him finish?
So when Joker is off the floor, right? When Joker is on, let me rephrase that. Real talk. When Joker is on the floor, they run their offense, the two-man offense between both Jamal Murray and Joker. We can't do that with Jamal Murray and Valanciunas. That doesn't work that same way. When Joker is on the floor, he's our hub for our offense. We run a lot of our action off of him. When Joker is off the floor, we can't do that with Valanciunas. We can't do that. We can't do that with Aaron Gordon, right? So we got to play differently. And how do they play differently? They play differently because Jamal Murray is a better distributor than I realized that he is. Well, when the Cleveland Cavaliers, when Donovan Mitchell is off the floor, this is when we can't rely on Darius Garland. This is when we can't rely on Darius Garland because he hasn't played. So Donovan Mitchell is responsible for a whole lot of everything that we're doing. So when he's off the floor, we lose a lot of that stuff because we don't have the system. Donovan Mitchell is the system, as opposed to Jaylen Brown is a part of the system in Boston where the ball is moving. He's added to it because Jason Tatum, he's added more to his being a part of the system because Jason Tatum is off the floor. So now he is more of a distributor, part of the system. He is more of a downhill guy, which is part of the system. He's not the guy who we're running our offense through like we do with Donovan Mitchell when he's off the floor. So I think the difference with these two is the system with Jaylen Brown as a player is more conducive to his game as opposed to Donovan Mitchell when he's in Cleveland. He is the system, and he is thriving. With him thriving on the floor, they look much better.
It just sounds like you explains why he's more valuable.
He's more valuable.
And to be honest with you,
Ron,
wait, say right there, real talk. Did I not just say I really feel like that? But I really do. I'm not going. I really feel like that, but I didn't say it because one, the Boston Celtics have won more, and two, I just wasn't ready to say it, but I do feel like that. Yes, I do.
But chill.
Last year, you was there pushing the Donovan Mitchell propaganda, and I thought you was wrong. But like this year is like the year where I feel like you haven't been pushing the propaganda enough. Yeah. Like this is the year where like Donovan Mitchell, in my opinion, has a real All NBA first team case.
Yeah.
Now he's not on my All NBA first team, but like he has a real All NBA first team case. This is a year where like you could argue he's playing better than Ant this year. Like you can make that argument, and it's very solid. Last year, you were saying Donovan Mitchell number one. I'm saying I feel like you just got the years flipped. Like this is the year Donovan Mitchell is playing like a legitimate. He's not playing like an MVP to me because like that bar is where Shea is at. But like that next tier below, like Donovan Mitchell's playing in that tier to me.
Yeah,
I'm gonna ask Ron again because Ron answered the first part. The Cavs are better. So with the Cavs being better, why are they then worse? Like not worse than Boston. Why are they losing when Donovan Mitchell's not on the court? If they're a better team,
I really can't give you an exact answer, but my thing is like a lot of teams play better with their best player on the floor, and that's like
except for
that's a grass is green, sky is blue type answer.
Except for
that's really the only reason that I can give you. But also too though, my thing is like amidst this whole thing, I'm like, and we all know this because we've been watching what's been going on. The big reason why Donovan Mitchell is not in these talks, and I'm gonna tell, and like we know this. Same thing with Anthony Edwards. If Anthony Edwards' team if they were number 2 in the West, he would be in this conversation. Donovan Mitchell and the Cavs have been trash. The Cavs have been trash for a large part of the season. When your team is not winning, lately. I'm sorry, unless you're putting up Jokic numbers, unless you're having a historical rush year, you're not going to be in these conversations. Yeah. That's just what it is. Now that his team has started winning, like how I've said, this is my 5th time saying this. Now that his team has started winning, he's going to start getting in these conversations. It's a good chance that he jumps JB. But as long as the Celtics are number 2 and the Cavs are underachieving, I don't care how good Donovan Mitchell's playing. He's not playing good enough to jump into that tier. He's not playing at when Jokic won it in what they were the 6th seed. He's not playing that good. When Russell Westbrook won it and they were the 6th seed, he's not playing that good. Respectfully, Donovan Mitchell, you got the top 10 is ridiculous right now.
So if they take over the number 2 seed or 3 seed, then
yeah, he's getting love from me.
Yes, we definitely having a different conversation.
So they win one. So they're currently a game behind the Knicks.
Well, you said it. You said it to me earlier this season, Swiper, when they were 8th in the East, that the talent is going to ultimately take over, and they're going to start winning. So before yesterday, I mean, they had won 7 in a row, right? Before yesterday, they had won 7 in a row. So they're starting to get back to rolling, and they're a game and a half out the 2 spot. So, I mean, yeah, if this keeps going, yes, we got to talk about them different. Yes,
they're rolling right now, and also too
a game and a half.
Difference. But real talk. Check me out though. Check me out.
Yep.
I will acknowledge this kind of crept up on me. It crept up on me. I didn't realize that they won 13 of their last 15 games. I didn't realize that it was that close. So now, like you guys bringing that up, now I'm like, all right. Now we do have to rearrange things. We have to look at things a little different. I didn't realize that the Cavs were rolling the way that they're rolling. So now I do got to give Donovan Mitchell a little more credit. I do got to give the Cavs a little bit more credit. Do I still have him over Jaylen Brown? Not yet. But let's talk. Let's have a conversation.
So what is your top 5, Ron, in order?
I would have, so I'm going to go Shea. I got Cade, number 2. Jokic, Jaylen, and then I'll probably go Wemby.
To the person in the chat who said that it's not hard to understand, it's just that Cleveland has a better starting 5 and Boston has more depth. I just thought you should know that Jaylen Brown has played more minutes with the starters than Donovan Mitchell has. Donovan Mitchell has actually played with a large variety of teammates. He hasn't shared the floor with any teammate more than 65% of the time. Evan Mobley is his most shared teammate. Everyone else is sub 50%, which means he's playing with a bunch of different people. He's playing with Jalen Tyson, Jarrett Allen, DeAndre Hunter, Dean Wade, Sam Merrill, etc. Jaylen Brown has played 75% of his minutes with Peyton Pritchard and 71% of his minutes with Derek White. Those are the 2 players most people would say are the 2nd and 3rd best players on the Celtics. He's played nearly 3/4 of his minutes with both of them. His next most teammate is 53% with Nehemiah Cater, who many people would probably say has been Boston's 4th best player. Jaylen Brown has played a large majority of his minutes with Boston's best players. And they are
real talk made that argument.
They are still worse than Cleveland with Donovan Mitchell on the floor. So I just want to if that's not hard to understand, I just want to make sure that's just incorrect. Donovan Mitchell's played with his bench more than Jaylen Brown has. And yet, Donovan Mitchell on the floor
has
outproduced Boston with Jaylen Brown.
This is what I'm about to say.
There is
no, this is no, because what this sounds to me like, everything that Maul said that I should not be surprised.
No, Chill, you let Ron and Ox influence you too much. No, I'm sorry. That's all this is.
That is a fact.
But hold on. This is what we can't do. We can't sit here and act like Jaylen Brown is not deservingly
having an opinion.
But you just keep skipping over players.
Whether he's at 3,
yell at me all the
at 6
time about standing on things. When I stand on them, you need to come off this train. And when I'm on the train, get off this train.
I understand how he's here. So I'm not.
And I don't understand it. When I stand on something, it's not good enough. Get off this train. And when I recognize with different information that it's time to get off this train, then why you can't stand on this? What's wrong with you guys? Are you guys crazy? What's wrong with you guys? This shit is incredible for me to listen to you dudes talk to me like this. You let this dude influence you. You let this dude influence you. But when I stand on something and I'm wrong about it, but not wrong, let me rephrase that. When I stand on something and it's not materializing like everybody thought it was, but it's actually coming together like I thought it would, get off that train, get off that train. But when I stand on, when I get off something, you don't stand on anything. Fuck you dudes, man. Every last one of y'all.
Because you are wishy-washy. Because Chill, you are wishy-washy as a mug. I had to jump you. Hold on, and Ron, give me a second. Because what I'm tired of is Chill. Is he does this nonsense. Chill, I had to tell you a month ago not to not jump off the train for Cleveland because of early season injuries. And I told you Donovan Mitchell was playing the best basketball of his career. He was at least making first team All NBA. And I said that to you. The issue is you haven't said that at all. No, Chill. You all year have not been defending Donovan Mitchell. It's been me and others. No, Chill, you haven't. You have not. You have not. Because all the love you've been giving JB. No, all the love you've been giving JB for the MVP. All this, did he just fall out of camera?
I just broke my chair. You guys drive me crazy. I just broke my chair. Yes. I just broke my chair. Because you guys fucking drive me crazy. Which is good though. Why? I just moved this over. This is perfect. Perfect. I'll just slide this right over. Perfect. Perfect.
See, Chill, you let Swiper knock you off your pivot.
This is great. All right, so we could get back to it.
You just let Swiper knock you off your pivot. That's crazy.
Now, where were we? No, I just broke my chair. Now, where were we? Yes, I have been. I said, quote, Donovan Mitchell's the best 2 guard in the game. And I've been standing on that. Meanwhile, you dudes telling me about Anthony Edwards this and Jaylen Brown that. I've stood on that the entire season. Not some of the season, not most of the season, the entire season. I've said that Donovan Mitchell is first team All-Pro. You guys have been on my case about it. I said that the Cleveland Cavaliers were not serious when they lost to the Golden State Warriors, when they were losing the games that they were losing. I said that they weren't serious. They weren't serious. That had nothing to do with Donovan Mitchell. I've stood on how I felt about Donovan Mitchell the entire season. My issue is what you guys always get on my case about, which is nonsense, which when I stand on something and I stand on it and I say it, Chill, you need to get off this. Chill, you need to get off this. Chill, you're being stubborn. Chill, you're being stubborn. And when I recognize—
It's the panel. Religion get built on cam. Where the chat throw smoke and the host go ham. You ain't never seen hoops out hit the raw. Every take got weight, every night we drop. This that barbershop. Courtside, worldwide tone. Welcome to the only show that really feel like numbers jumping like the score.